live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl LaShia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile. What? You mean to tell me Think Different TV has their own merch website? I just don't believe it. What? They have hoodies, mugs, toddler tees, kid classic pullovers, bucket hats, stainless steel water bottles, woman comfort tees, crew socks, kids premium tees, baby onesies, even a premium cotton t-shirt for men. And what is that? You can use the code EARLYBIRD to get 5% off of your order. And if you have Afterpay, you can split the payments. Oh my gosh, like this is just unbelievable. What colors do we have? Ooh. Fancy.
Hey, you're watching my mommy on Think Different TV.
Hey y'all, what is up? What is up? Wait a minute. I forgot to adjust something. Give me a quick second. All right. We should be good. We should be good with the sound. How's everybody today? Happy Montgomery Melee Day. Yo, today is the anniversary of the whole Montgomery boat brawl, also known as the Fade in the Water, the Alabama brawl, all of the above. So happy anniversary, guys. Happy anniversary, guys. So all of y'all. It comes in as we're going into this election too. Like it's been craziness. I had an interesting conversation today. I'll get into that a little bit later on, but welcome guys to another episode of Think Different TV, where minds meet. I am your host, LaShia. Hey y'all, if this is your first time tuning in, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining aboard the Think Different TV choo-choo train, choo-choo. And if this is like your second, third, onward, upward time watching Think Different TV, thank you so much for the love and support. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to make it fun today, okay? We're going to discuss a serious topic, which is co-parenting, but we're definitely going to have a little bit of fun today, okay? I promise you that, all right? So before I even do all that, you know, I got to go and jump into my quick announcements. We have Black Magazine 31. There's King George. King George is the CEO and curator of Black Magazine 31. And he is a young brother who is wanting to shed light on entrepreneurs, artists, people who are doing great things for the community. And he is providing a platform for all of you guys to do it. So if you are an artist, an entrepreneur, someone who is giving back to the community, and you want to be featured in an issue of Black Magazine 31, please reach out to this young brother. Black Magazine 31 on IG. It's actually Black 31 Magazine, but it's Black Magazine 31 on IG. Again, his name is King George. Make sure you shoot him a DM and say, hey, LaShia sent me. I'm an artist. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a person who is a philanthropist, you know, someone who's doing great things for the community. Also, if you have some news, you be keeping your ear to the ground on a lot of things that's happening in the neighborhood, especially if you live in Philly and you're like, something ain't right about this. You can also hit him up about that. This was the first issue that I was featured in, and then he featured me in the Woman's History edition. We have the beautiful India Rose on the cover. So shout out to King George for doing all he does in shedding light on an otherwise forgotten market, because it's not enough of us getting our flowers while we're here doing it. So there you go. We have LO, Birthed by the Code. This is an album done by LO. Loyalty Over Money is his YouTube moniker. He is an awesome artist. I am featured on tracks 9 and 13 on this album. But listen to the whole thing, because Honey Child is going to take you on a wave of emotions. It is an amazing album. Definitely go and listen to Birth by the Code, like now. Like, not now. Wait till after the show, but right now. Shout out to Wise Choice Massage Therapy. Wise Choice Massage Therapy is my business. I am a licensed massage therapist. I offer sessions in the Philadelphia area only. I provide Swedish deep tissue prenatal chair massage for corporate events. And, if somebody wants to have like a party where people are about their wellness and they want to have chair massages done at their event, hit me up. All right. Make sure you hit me up on IG at LaShia Star. That's LASHIASTAR. All right. Now, Think Different TV is not just the wonderful show you're watching right now. Think Different TV has grown to a brand and also a network. And when I say brand, honey, I mean a brand, okay? Got my own hoodies on. I'm burning up in this, by the way, because I turned my air off so y'all don't hear all the air like while I'm doing the show. I'm burning up in this. So I gotta hurry to get my t-shirt. It's in the mail. I'm waiting for it to show up. But definitely I have a merch website. Like I said, it's branding. Shout out to Triple Affaire. He is the one who came up with the symbol for Think Different TV, and we just ran with it. Okay? So if you see the brain, the TV, and the exclamation points, you know that is Think Different TV, all right? And like I said, it is a brand, it is a network, and because it is a network, we have a lineup. So here it is.
In this episode of Think Different TV's Player Pass, it's Game Queen versus the R&B Diva. Will it be game over for the Game Queen, or will the R&B Diva be singing a sad tune? Find out Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at 9.
Think Different TV's Player Pass is now on its 20th. No, episode 19 will be on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. But next week will be our 20th episode. So, okay, we're getting it done. We're getting it popping over here. And we've had so many people participate in Player Pass. We've had crowned so many champions in Player Pass that I said it's about time for the Tournament of Champions. And so, as you can see, we had a few champions in the video, but there are so many more who are going to be participating. So make sure y'all tune in the second Tuesday of November. We're talking about the week after the election. Guys, we're going to start our Play or Pass Tournament of Champions. I cannot wait, y'all. Now, if you are someone who has not yet been a competitor on Think Different TV's Player Pass, or someone who has been on, but you got a little bit of cold feet and you didn't win the first time around, you want to redeem yourself, make sure that you hit up Think Different TV's Play or Pass game show at Tdtv Pop Game Show on IG, so that you could be a competitor on Think Different TV's Player Pass. All right, so like I said, it's serious, y'all. Y'all gotta get with it. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm excited because we're going to jump into this topic, and it's about co-parenting, but it's a different topic within co-parenting. Now, those who have been watching Think Different TV throughout the seasons, because it's the third season, you will know that this is the third show I've done on co-parenting. The first one was actually my second ever episode where I felt like I should shed a light on co-parenting, how important it is to love your child or children more than you hate each other. That way that y'all can come to a understanding and y'all could be cohesive in your teachings to your children, the rules, the foundations that y'all set forth for your children, and hopefully without any outside interference. The second episode that I did on co-parenting was just diving a little bit more into that, because the second episode was just a quick 20 minutes. This is very early in the Think Different TV stages, when my shows were initially supposed to only be about 30 minutes long, and then they grew. So in the second go around, I made sure to include clips. Also, make sure that we broke down co-parenting and everything like that. So that was in the second season. So if you want to go back and matter of fact, go back and check them out. All right, give your girl some views. All right, I have a wealth of subscribers. Thank you so much. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for subscribing to my channel. I'm now at 1,188 subscribers. Let's go. We are almost at 1,200. Like, I remember when I only had 100 subscribers. I remember when I had 80 and was like, I need 20 more subscribers. And now I am less than 20 away from 1,200 subscribers. So let's go. Let's go. Now, I want to thank all of you who are watching on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Okay. Now, here's the thing about Instagram, though. If you're watching on Instagram, I'm gonna let you know now. If you are leaving comments and you're like, why she ain't reading my comment? It's because StreamYard has not worked it out yet where we can see comments coming from Instagram. So if you want to be seen and you want to be heard, just mosey right on over to YouTube. That way you can leave your comments and I will read them in real time, okay? Well, as in real time as I possibly can, because sometimes I'll be running my mouth and comments be coming in like comments are coming in now. Like, like we got BDBGP in the building. What's up, BDBGP? He said, how you feeling? How you living? I'm feeling great. I'm living large and in charge. He hashtag Tdtv, because listen, guys, Think Different TV. And y'all know what? I am, it's crazy because I skipped the whole part, and I'm glad that he picked it, because I'm about to go into this whole show without shouting out my sponsor. How dare I? How dare I? What's wrong with me? Now, Think Different TV is on every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I want to shout out all my Tdtv fam all over the country. Think Different TV could not be made possible without viewers like you and our sponsor. So let's show our sponsor some love like this.
Go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
Also, shout out to Imitation Jarrell. Queen been rocking out with me since the beginning of the show. All right, since the beginning, since day one. Like, she been riding. Okay. She missed like one episode. That's it. So, let me see. We got No Excuses, the Great 158. He has his own show. It is what it. No, I feel like no. I'm thinking about Cameron. I was just watching. I was literally just watching it, and like it messed me up. But he has 2 shows, no excuses. He has one on Tuesday at 9 p.m. and he has one on Thursday at 9 p.m. The one on Thursday is called The World Is Yours radio show. So make sure y'all go and check him out Thursday nights on Facebook. And the other one, it escapes me right now. I gotta stop watching Cameron and them because they fools, okay? I'm like, but I know it start with an I somewhere around there. But he does have a show on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. And that one is on YouTube and Facebook. And BDBGP said, what up, what up? All right, guys. So let's get into it, all right? Now, I would appreciate y'all if y'all would give me some views, some likes, some comments on my YouTube channel. I know that not all the time it can be done. I understand it, you know. But definitely if there's like a subject matter that I've touched on that you feel really strongly about, just go ahead and give it a watch. See if our, you know, our thoughts align. But it is called Think Different TV. So we may not always see eye to eye, but I will give you a platform to share your views and not judge you a lot. So we have so co-parenting. Yes, it is hard to do, especially if both of the parents are not cooperating with each other. And that is very important. You got to be on the same page with a lot of things. You know, sometimes to avoid all that, you, like they say, oh, just get with the right person the first time and have babies with them. But it's not always possible to do that, okay? It's not. Sometimes you get with somebody and you think y'all gonna be together forever, forever, ever, ever. And then y'all get older. Maybe you might have grown and that person has not, or that person has grown and you have not. And it gets crazy, okay? And then y'all figured the best way to not end up killing each other is to just break apart and just agree to co-parent successfully, all right? And like I said, sometimes that is hard to do because there are some feelings still attached to the relationship that people spill over into parenthood, and then they don't know how to let go, and they always got something smart and snarky to say to the other parent. Then y'all end up arguing, and then it ends up being a whole thing. And now your child is in the tug of war because y'all can't get y'all stuff together. Well, honey child, I realized very early on that that was not going to be me. All right. Yes, it did not work out. At first, yes, we were not getting along, not talking because we were hurt over the relationship. But I remember one time I was just like, aren't you tired? Aren't you just done with arguing and doing all that crazy stuff? Like at the end of the day, it should be about our child, not about us and our hurt feelings. And I just want to give all of y'all some advice out there. And take it if you want it. If you don't, okay, throw it in the air, throw it in the trash somewhere. But it's been said over and over again, time and time again, from Judge Judy, and I've said it on my show, Copying Judge Judy. So shout out to Judge Judy. She probably took it from somebody else. But you have to love your child or children more than you hate each other. You have to come to an agreement that your child is more important than any hurt feelings, any, you know, crazy misunderstandings. Just gotta let it go. Okay. Now, you have all these problems, right? When it's just you two in the mix. And you're trying to navigate your feelings at the same time, navigate parenthood, and you're trying to figure out what's the best way to work things out. Now, listen, there are some people that's just like narcissists and they just cannot be worked with and they want things their way and they're very controlling. And to that, I say, this show ain't probably for them because you will never be able to do something to come to an agreement. It will have to either be made through the courts or some other way, because somebody, that person that is the narcissist in the relationship is not ever going to be happy with whatever is going on. Okay, so you got to figure out who are you in the relationship. Are you the person that is willing to work to come to a better understanding, or are you somebody who is always harping on the past and wanting to make things difficult for your mate? To the second one, I say you are an asshole. Because at the end of the day, your kids are going to be affected the most. Not you, not the partner. Your child is going to be affected the most. I'm making my camera jump because I keep touching the desk. It's because children have, like Dr. Phil says, children have an innate ability to make everything their fault all the time. They will feel like the reason why my parents are fighting is because of me. The reason why daddy is not here anymore is because of me. The reason why mommy is always sad and crying is because of me. The reason why, like, it is never, they're never going to think on the level like, oh, my parents are having a disagreement right now, and it has nothing to do with me because I'm just a child. No, that is advanced form of thinking that comes from an advanced person who is not a minor. Or if it's a minor, they're like a very, very advanced minor. But minors don't think like that. And I mean, any child 17 and under, even 18-year-old and under, they don't understand that. They don't. They don't. Now, 17 and 18-year-olds can kind of maneuver a little bit better because they're old enough to understand certain things, certain elements. But our jobs as parents are to never, you know how to say, oh, child should stay in the child place and everything like that. And I did have an episode where I talked about how can the child stay in the child's place when they're always exposed to adult situations. And you got to learn to keep your kids out of it. As far as the negativity, there will be changes. Of course, mom and dad are not going to be living with each other. Of course, there's going to be times where you're going to spend time with your mom and then you're going to be spending time with your dad, and the things going to be separated like that. But they should never, ever feel, they should never know everything that the adults know. And they should never feel like it's their fault. Ever, 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 ever. The worst thing I could ever do to my son is make him feel like it's his fault. Me and his dad are not together. It's his fault. The reason why, we're not a couple anymore and why we're split up, it had nothing to even do with him. Okay. So with that out of the way, the topic, because like I said, we have so many adversities with it just being two people trying to come to an agreement and stuff like that. But what happens when you throw somebody else in the mix? What happens when the woman gets another partner and a guy gets another partner? And I say partner because it is 2024. And there are very, very well people that are having children with each other, and then the woman decides she wants to be with a woman. Case in point, we've all seen friends that some point. I know the thing that kind of hooked me in was the fact that Ross had to deal with him having a son, which it was kind of weird because towards the end we kind of forgot that Ross even had a son. It wasn't like he was a normal part of the equation. But he had a son by a woman who decided that she wanted to marry a woman. And when they got married, it was so funny because this was when Phoebe was taken over by a spirit of an older lady, I guess. And it was like, Phoebe, stop acting like that. She's like, I'm not Phoebe. Da, 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 da. Or she was sharing a body with a spirit or whatever. But as soon as the two women got married, the person left and was like, because they was like, I done seen everything. Because the person kept saying, I want to see everything before I leave this earth. And when that person saw the two women get married, like, okay, I done seen everything, and they left Phoebe. And I thought that was kind of funny. But but yeah, he had to deal with, now he is trying to co-parent with his ex-wife, and his ex-wife has a wife, then, or a girlfriend at the time, then became her wife. And then you have guys who end up not being with their child's mother anymore, and they end up being with a man. So that's why I say partner, because I don't want anybody to be left out. Okay. So people have decisions to be with whoever they can be with, whoever they want to be with, and do whatever they want with their life. It's their life, right? Now that we got that out of the way, it's one thing to have a situation where you are two people trying to navigate this thing called co-parenting, and y'all already have a little bit of disagreements because of hurt feelings, or y'all never was really on the same page from the beginning and decided to have a child thinking things would get better, or you had a child and like you grew apart and now y'all apart and y'all trying to figure out how to navigate parenthood being apart. Then somebody enters the chat. Somebody new enters the chat. And then you're like, crap. What do I do now? And that's why this one is called Think Different TV exclusive Nacho Parenting. What we not going to do is, now, understand me. If my child's father decides to be with another woman, like me and him, we should have an understanding. Now, I did have a boyfriend after me and him broke up. And my boyfriend always made sure to be respectful of the fact that my son's father was very much involved, and never wanted to rock the boat, never wanted to infringe on him being a father or anything like that, like, because he's like, I'm a father, and he was co-parenting with his son, so he already knew what the deal was when me and him got together. All right, it was already set. Now, there are lines that should not be crossed. There are some lines that are drawn that shouldn't be drawn. There are some lines that are not discussed enough, okay? And we always say we cross that bridge when we get to it, but it's better to discuss those things before the situation so we can be better prepared. Call it a being proactive rather than reactive situation. Now, I know that even though, I know that I'm single. It's not my business, but I know that we have come to a mutual understanding, and we are co-parenting successfully enough to say, listen, if ever the time comes that he gets into a serious relationship or I get into a serious relationship, we can have a conversation. See, that wasn't a thing back then. It was hard. It was super hard because, like I said, hurt feelings. Everybody was still, you know, and it wasn't a good time. Okay. But now, if ever I got into a serious relationship or he got into a serious relationship, we can sit down and have a conversation about this person being around our son. Now, our son also is at an age where if he don't like you, he don't like you. And he not going to sit up there and fake the funk. he is too advanced to that's what I say. He is too advanced and too perceptive to waste his time on somebody he know he don't like. So it's a little bit of a different air now. It's a different air now because my son, he's old enough. He's old enough to understand what's going on. And also, I'm at a point where if I'm not really that serious with you, like I don't see us getting married, I'm not even gonna bring you around my son. I know that eventually it will happen, but I'm not the type to be like, oh yeah, I got my son, but you can still come over. No, like when I'm with my son, I'm with my son, and I'll see you when I don't have him. When he's with his dad, we'll hang out and we'll go to the movies and everything like that. But me and you not gonna hang out with my son, and it's just weird to me. It's weird because I'm like, but it is so necessary because I don't want my son to be exposed to somebody that later on down the line, me and him not together no more, or we're not talking anymore. But my son don't even bring up people, but just in case. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to be confused like I'm confused. Like let him be a child and be in his imagination land. And if I'm confused about our situation and our relationship, then that would just be me confused, but not my child confused as well. And I know I'm saying a whole lot, but I'm not even getting to the point. The point is that Nacho parenting is very much a thing. Here it is. Nacho parenting is a parenting style for blended families where the step parent takes on a less authoritative role and treats their partner's children as if they were a friend's children. The goal is to form a more positive relationship with the child and allow the biological parents to be the primary disciplinarians. Some tips for practicing Nacho parenting include establish clear boundaries, be patient, plan for negative behaviors, take time to respond, redirect children, expect change, and encourage the parent. Now, however, Nacho parenting may not be suitable for all families. Some factors to consider include the number of children each parent has, the ages of the children, the individual needs of each child, and whether the biological parent is willing to take the lead. Which leads us into our hot topic.
I'm coming in hot.
Now, I saw two things online that I want to ask the audience what y'all think about these two situations, these two scenarios. Now, do we blame it on a man having or a woman having still hurt feelings and being like this person that they always want to have control, or does the other parent kind of take advantage of certain things? What I want to spit out is sometimes parents that are in a co-parenting situation get with a significant other, and sometimes the respect factor goes out the window. They stop respecting the other parent. They start letting the partner, spouse, boyfriend, whatever, have an input on their child when the person was not a contributor biologically to that child. I mean, they'll let their child be disciplined by this person. They'll let this person have time to do stuff with the child that maybe the bio parent wanted to do with their child, right? Now, in other cases, it could be like the clip I'm going to show you. It could be that someone was just not present in their child's life. A man steps up, gets with the woman, doesn't necessarily take on the dad role as far as you got to call me dad, but acts in every way that a father is supposed to be with a child. And now the father, the initial father, the biological father that stepped off has a problem with that and decides to make an ass of himself. All right. So in this clip that I'm about to show you guys, there was a guy who took his girlfriend's son, I believe, who is calling me, and I'm doing Think Different TV. It's my brother. I gotta call him back. He gonna be like, see, she always busy. You call me at 8 o'clock on a Monday night. What do you think I'm doing, sir? So he takes this young guy, this young son, to the barbershop, get him lined up, get his hair right, get a haircut, and the biological father shows up. And this is what transpires, y'all. If y'all haven't already seen it, but if you have seen it, leave your comments. If this is your first time seeing it, please leave your comments. However it goes. All right, here we go. All right, just play it. I'm gonna shut up.
Your boy.
Should I say our boy?
That ain't our shit. That's my motherfucking son.
World Star.
That's my motherfucking son. You don't got no business. Say you to the barbershop. I told you that. I told you that shit. 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 It's your first time.
Hey, let me go ahead and call this mama real quick and we gonna get to the bottom of it.
All right, you go ahead and do that. And she better say the right shit, because if she don't, I'm about to get some swinging in this. On God. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm trying to poke you, man.
Yo. Ass not answering the phone, huh? Ass probably what I thought ass.
Hey, bro. Man.
Hey,
Get him out your car.
That's not your motherfucking son. That's my motherfucking son. This you want to be Russell Wilson so motherfucking bad. This you want to be Russell Wilson so bad. Well, you don't even got a Sierra.
Hey, bro, you going too damn. Hey, bro.
I need all this little plate. Hey, she said I answered the phone, huh?
Hey, bro, all right. I'm really showing you. You're doing too damn much.
Yeah, all right. Oh, out here. Hey,
like I said, watch your motherfucking son.
Ain't your motherfucking son.
Hold on. Hey, Keisha.
Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, she up in here trying to take Sean with him.
What?
You ain't cleaning her nowhere until you pay your child support.
What? Child support? That little bitty ass shit? I can pay that shit right now on God.
Do it then.
Slap shit out your ass.
Do it.
Hey, take that aside, man.
Hey, Keisha gonna really let this disrespect me in front of my motherfucking son? Talk that ass?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, call that. Hey, I'm getting my motherfucking son. We going. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you, but I need my son. I need my son. Hey, let's wrap this shit up. I need my motherfucking son, man. Give me my motherfucking son. Hey, don't give my son no more. I'm gonna slap the shit out your ass. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Come on, like him, man.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. All right.
Man, you gonna let him take him like that?
Shit out your ass.
Come on, Russell. Was you letting him take? Hey, man, it's his son. It's his son. I ain't trying to fight. Oh, man, this man. Yeah, man. Yeah, he took it.
That shit crazy, man.
You gonna get him, man?
The anxiety that I felt watching that video for probably about the 4th time because I had to edit it and I had to but I didn't edit it like as far as like I didn't cut anything out or anything like that. But I mean like putting it together and making sure the sound is right and making sure that I'm actually getting everything from it that I'm supposed to get. That clip just the anxiety and the fear I feel for that child, because there are men unaliving their own children, women unaliving their own children because maybe their relationship is not working out, and they got mental health issues and all this different stuff. Okay. First we have the other guy, boyfriend, I'm guessing, because she said for 2 years, this guy was not present in his child's life, and shows up. And at first I was like, is this a skit? Like, but no, it was very much real. I didn't like how the dude kept saying world star, world star. Like, this was not that type of situation. And I don't like, while I'm appreciative of the clip to see this guy make a whole ass of himself, I didn't like how no one really like checked dude. They let him get in this dude's face several times, and and here's my thing. People go to spots. Dudes don't just be going to just any old barbershops from what I have seen. Okay. My son's father takes my son to the same barber all the time. So this guy is he's been to that shop before. I'm sure he's been to the shop before. You feel me? And he's probably a client there now. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, stuff like that, I just stay out of, because people be pulling out guns and acting crazy and all this different stuff. And to that, I say, I understand. But also, this dude was doing a lot of walking up and talking, but he wasn't throwing that first punch. He was getting in the dude's face a lot, but he didn't act on it. He didn't act on it. Thank God he didn't. But you got the father acting out after not being in the picture for 2 years. That's what the woman said on the phone. But let's just talk about, because Nacho parenting is like, what we not gonna do is, I get how a son, because it's gonna be conflicting things. So some people will be like, oh, what was he doing taking another man's child to go get his hair cut anyway? He should have let the mom either take him, or because if the mom takes him, then what's the father really gonna be mad about? She's taking her son to go get a haircut. But a lot of, like, when you think about it, a barbershop, a lot of single mothers, and I think it was even on Barbershop, it was a part where this woman brought her son to get his hair cut, and the mother was not like a bad looking woman. So it was like a lot of dudes like, oh, look at him. Like Cedric, then he like, oh, look at her. She look, and a barbershop is not really a place for a woman to take her son. Like, that's definitely like a bonding thing that men do with their sons. Okay, my dad cut my brother's hair, because my dad, he had clippers. He was good with it. He still is good with it, doing cuts and stuff like that. My son's father was very much like, I'm going to take my son to get his hair cut, and that's his thing. You feel me? I would never want to take away that thing that he does with his son. These are special circumstances, though, because this man Based on the conversation in the video, I don't know how true it is. I'm just saying what was said in the video. And he didn't really deny it either. So she said, you haven't been there for 2 years. He stepped up and stepped in, and now you're mad, and pretty much. And I didn't like how she was antagonizing him through the phone. I don't like how she was antagonizing. I could get how you can get fed up with somebody, but when you're not there and you know that your child is there, the best thing to do is to try to diffuse the situation. Just diffuse the situation. He didn't come at her right. See, the whole thing is to make the person who is acting a fool continue to be the only fool in this situation. Because when you start to argue with a fool, you make two fools, okay? So what she should have done is she should have said, listen, if you would like to take him, that is fine. Such, just leave, let him be with his son. And but also he was very aggressive, so I really felt like that child was unsafe with him. So it was a lot of things that was happening, all these moving parts that had me conflicted. Like I was like, I could get why she was upset, and she was talking her smack through the phone, because she probably don't ever get to say what she really feels like she wants to say. He seems very aggressive, and he seems like the type of person that she probably was talking to him and trying to reason with him, but he just was not to be reasoned with. It could be that they're both toxic. We don't know. We don't know from this clip. All I can get from this is that he did a lot of disrespecting the mother in front of the child. He called her all types of names and everything like that, her thought ass and all this different stuff. He's disrespecting the guy who brought his son to the barbershop by getting in his face and cussing at him and all this stuff, making this child scared. Okay, I'm sure this child was really, really scared, because you have the guy that brought you here, and then you got your dad yelling at the top of his lungs, getting into your face, talking something, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So, and then he's also embarrassing the child in front of all these people, like talking about, I need my son right now, I need my son right now. Like, you're making a whole fool of yourself, sir, in this barbershop, in this place of business. Right? Now, why did I choose to show that video on this episode of Nacho Parenting? Because there, in a lot of comments, it was like, he should have never taken the other guy to the barbershop. This is exactly why I would never be a stepfather to some other dude's child. This is exactly why, like, guys don't want to date single moms, because of how, the father acts, how he conducts himself. He was probably talking about, oh, she a thought ass. They probably broke up because he cheated. He probably smashed some other girls, and this and the third. He probably got other kids. We don't even know. We don't know from this small clip. But if this is his only child, why wasn't he there for 2 years, like she said? Because again, he did not deny it. And she also said you would get them when you pay your child support. And he like, oh, that little bit of child support, I pay that right now. Like, why don't you just pay it when you're supposed to pay it? Right? why you gotta say I would have paid it, or I'm gonna pay it when somebody call you out on it? Like, so childish. But like I said, what we got out of that was a lot of ignorance, immaturity, him being insecure, him feeling like his manhood and his fatherhood is being threatened because another man brought his son to the barbershop. But a lot of the guys there probably would have, they was trying to say stuff like, yo, like, but it was like, take that outside. Like, like, not, dude, like, you doing too much. Like, what's the point? What was the end game? And then when he called Keisha on the phone, of course her name is Keisha, and she was kind of antagonizing the whole situation too. Them two both are toxic. I think the guy who is her boyfriend now just kind of like got into the situation with her, and you know, nothing about it is good. You got a very, very ill-tempered baby dad. You got a girlfriend who is antagonistic and likes that toxic stuff. You get what I'm saying? Because she could have just been like, listen, I'm not gonna go through this with you today. He's getting his hair cut. If you want to talk about it, call me later, you know. But she's like, no, you can see when you get paid child support. Like, it just made everything much worse. And then when he took the son, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like that boy is not safe. Okay. Even with him being with his father, it felt like kidnapping. And I'm not a big advocate of, oh, if you take like if a father takes his child, that's not kidnapping. That's his child. Just like if a mother takes her child, that's not kidnapping either. But in this case, it very, very much felt like kidnapping. So I'm gonna play a reaction to that video, and then I'm gonna go to the comments. Okay, so here we go.
So on one hand, you're asking what our kids bring to the table. As a man, it's not in you to take care of someone else's kids, and other men shouldn't do it either. Now y'all think it's okay to fight a man that's with your baby moms, that's brought your son to the barber shop to get a haircut? He's a stepdaddy that stepped up and he should step down. He's essentially saying, if I don't want to be his daddy, you're not allowed to be his daddy either. Now, that baby daddy has never brought his son to the barbershop. He is not involved in his son's life. He doesn't pay child support. All of this is revealed in like a follow-up video. He's a deadbeat. And he's triggered. And he reminds me of a lot of the men that are on social media today, screaming and hooting and hollering at women for raising kids by themselves. A lot of us are left with no choice. We have children with people we thought we loved and trusted and can rely on, and then they just kind of dip out on you, and then you raise your child. Now the baby daddy wants to puff up his chest and act like he's overstepping. How dare you take my son to get a haircut? The reality is, a lot of us grow up in single-parent homes, and the people that are on this app triggered, degrading women, degrading single moms, degrading other people's kids and all that, you wish you had a stepdad to step up and take care of you. You wish you had a male figure in your life. You wish you had a man to love you. That's, you wish. And you didn't get that. You don't want to admit that. So you're mad at everybody. You're mad at us as if we have something to do with that. Be mad at your daddy. Go find him and be mad at him.
So go find him and be mad at him. I feel her on that one. So let's go to the comments. And there is a lot of people in the comments. Hello, hello, hello. We have Ronan Ali, who has joined Think Different TV. And he said, I just had that conversation yesterday and today with someone else. Kids should not be in adult situations. Absolutely. Chad Anthony, hello, my love. He is he is in this, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you for tuning in today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Bari in the building. He has his own YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out. Make sure, Bari, you put your information in the chat. Chat, put your information in the chat. Chad is actually on YouTube right now. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He is amazing, amazing singer, musician, everything. Bari has his Bible talks. That's what they're called. So make sure you put that information in the chat so that people can find you. And he said, repeat the question, love. So really right now, we're just exploring this situation that I showed in the video. So whatever your real true feelings are about this situation, let me know. This episode is called Nacho Parenting. And what we not going to do is, and this is when we try to establish boundaries between the step parent or the spouse of the bio parent and the child, okay? And all the boundaries that come with it. Ronan said, too much yelling for me. Chan Anthony said, that's a whole other level of dysfunction. Barbie said, a few things wrong with this video. One, she should have asked the father, is it okay for that to happen? No, he's toxic like that. If he was in one of my barbershops, he would have been put out. I think dude handled himself well. Chad Anthony said, not de-escalating, but instigating. Absolutely. Barbie said, you make a good point. Good point. And then Chad says delusion. The delusion of it all. So again, like I said, I feel that one, I think she would have asked him, Bari, if he was active in his child's life. She said he hasn't been there for 2 years and been like regularly seeing his son. So I think at that point you kind of get tired of giving that person that courtesy. And then you just be like, listen, if you're not here, then I'm not going to ask. And I'm kind of like that too, because I'm like, you know, I'm always trying to make it so that you have time with your son and everything like that, and you don't want to take it. So after a while, I stopped extending that courtesy. After 2 years, I'm not extending that courtesy anymore, you know? And if this guy is stepping up and being a part of the child's life, but here's another thing. I want to know how long she's been with the dude. Because if she only been with dude for like 6 months, that's too much. Again, I would personally, if I was in charge of that, take my son to the barbershop. It's my son. I wouldn't trust the guy that I'm dating to take my son to the barbershop. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. It's certain things that you just have to bite the bullet on. You just gotta bite the bullet on. I could be with the other guy for a couple of years. I still would be like, I'm gonna take my son to the barbershop if he need to get his hair cut. Point blank, period. But luckily my dad know how to cut hair too. So I'll just be like, I'll get my dad to do it. Then how he really gonna be mad? You feel me? So that's and then I didn't like how she was like saying all this stuff over the phone, knowing your child is there. Like your child is not with you. Your child is with this other person. And you know that that person cannot stop the father from taking the child because it's his child. So why would you instigate and antagonize him and irritate him enough for him to be like, F that, I'm taking my son. Now you don't put your son in a very unsafe position. And at all times, your child should come first. The safety of your child should come first. Like I said, it's a lot of people out here unaliving their own children and then themselves just because they want to prove a point, just because they want to say, you tried to take me out of my kids' life. Well, guess what? None of us gonna have the kids, and it just is so sad. It's so sad. I remember one story. This guy was like in the car with his kids, and he had a weapon, and he was like, see what you made me do. You made me real mad. Like he was mad at the mother of the children, and he still had access to those children. And so he had them in the car, and he ended up unaliving all of them in this car. And it's sad. It's just so sad. You know, you may not know when you get with the person how unhinged they are. But some people do find out how unhinged the person is and think that they're going to change because they have a child with them. And that having a child does not change the person. The person don't all of a sudden become a great person and a great dad, or a great person and a great mom because you have children with them. No, that's absurd. And if you know that this person has mental issues and they're beating on you and this and the third, having a child is just going to make everything 10 times worse, because it's going to be harder for you to leave. It's going to be harder. Then the abuse will trickle down to the children. And then where will we be? Where will we be then? So that really infuriates me, that she did not make sure her child was safe. She didn't make sure. All she had to do was say, hey, where are you at? Talking to the where you at? All right, this is what I need you to do. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't say all that stuff on the phone. Just like listen, give me 2 minutes. If she could not, if you know your child is going out with somebody who is not the biological parent of your child, wherever they go, you should be able to get to that location in like 10 minutes or less. Men, you shouldn't even trust women that you're dating. And you know what? With men, it's even worse. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. A lot of women get a lot of crap. They be like, "Oh my gosh, you know, how dare you let?" And I get on them too. How dare you let this man you've been with for like 3-4 months spend quality time with your son, like, or watch your son for long periods of time without you being there? How can you just let your guard down that much? You know, we've heard stories that, you know, certain things happen when the mom let down her guard too much. But let me tell you something. Men in a lot of cases are a lot worse, because they would just be dating a girl for like a couple of days and be like, oh, my daughter's going to be coming over here. And then they expect this woman to play mommy to their child. Or they're asking little stupid stuff. Would you ever want to have a child? You know, my daughter's coming over. Do you want to meet her and stuff like that? And it happened to me. It happened to me. Now, it's not like I'm saying this because I'm just, no, it happened to me. All right. I was literally 16, 17 years old. The person I was dating already had a child at 18 years old. Already had a child. And it was crazy because, well, actually he was 18. Yeah. And it was crazy because he was like, do you know how to do hair? And do you know how to do this? And I'm like, he like, my daughter coming over. Can you do her hair? Like, I'm like, and because I liked this dude and I was young, I was all like, I know how to do hair a little bit. You get what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like salon done, but but just weird stuff like that. Because especially if the guy has a daughter, he already feel like, oh, I'm not, you know, I'm not a girl, so I don't know about how to do girl things, and so I don't know how to do a girl hair. And I admire, I give props to guys who take the time to learn how to do certain things for their daughters, like do their hair or play, you know, do their nails or stuff like that. Especially if the mom is not very active, or he just wants to be an active parent in his child's life. You feel me? All I'm saying is, because I gotta get back to my original thought. All I'm saying is, stop trying to get these people to play mommy and daddy to your children within the first 3-4 months of you being with this person. Stop it. Stop it. And like I said, I don't know how long she was with this guy. to say, okay, he could take you to the barbershop, because all she said was, you haven't been there for 2 years, and he stepped up and stepped in. I don't know if he was stepped in for the whole 2 years, or if he was there for a year and a half or 6 months. We don't know. We don't know. So stop putting your children in these situations. Stop being so full of yourself that you put your child in an unsafe situation. Chad said the sad thing is this was probably a last minute thing for the stepdad. Somebody probably couldn't take him to the salon, asked for him to take him to the barbershop. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, that could have been the situation too. But at the same time, it's like, okay, the mom and the bio mom and the bio dad was wrong in this situation. The stepdad can only do so much. He can only do so much. And when it came down to the point where the guy took his son, he couldn't do nothing about it because it was his son. The dude was like, "You just going to take him like that?" He's like, "Yeah, because that's his son. I can't." What can I do? What can I do? Because if I keep him, it will be considered kidnapping because I'm not the bio dad. So there you go. So yeah, what we're not going to do is put our child in an unsafe position. And if you have the notion like it will be unsafe for you to send your child out with this person to go get something as tedious as a haircut done, then just don't do it. And then to antagonize them, it just made me really mad. I was mad at the bio dad, but I was also really mad at the bio mom. Both very toxic, probably made for each other. That's probably what got them together, is the toxicity of it all. But yeah, okay. So moving on, because I shared my thoughts about that. Again, the topic is Nacho parenting. What we not gonna do is, and we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
Again, this is a Tdtv exclusive, Nacho parenting. What we not gonna do is. So, how y'all feel about titles? What do you mean, LaShia? What do you mean? What do you mean by titles? How do y'all feel about the child calling the stepdad or stepmom dad or mom? Not stepdad, stepmom, but dad and mom. How do y'all feel about that? Like, what's y'all take on that? Here's the thing. At first, I didn't think it would bother me, but it really would much bother me if my son's father got with a female and they're together, and then he's like letting my son call her mom. Now, here's the thing. My son would never do that. He would never call a woman who is not his mom, mom. He would not do it. It's not going to happen. You know, and my son's father would never say, "Oh, yeah, this is your mom." He would never do that. Never. And I would never let my son call a man that I'm dating or a man that I'm with, man who even I get married to. I would never condone or allow my son to call this guy dad. His dad is in his life. Hello. Now, there are certain situations, I'm not talking about non-active parents, okay? I'm talking about parents that are very much active in their child's life. Because people be like, but you know, my son's father, he ain't in his life. And so if I get with this guy and this and that, he gonna call the dude dad. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But I'm not talking about if the person is a non-active parent. I'm talking about if the person is very much in the child's life. Is it okay? And me, I wouldn't be okay with it. I wouldn't be okay with it. Stepmom or mama such and such, I could let kind of slide. I could even say I could even understand bonus mom. I could, but even that kind of tugs at my heartstrings a lot because I'm my son's mom. You get what I'm saying? I went through labor with him. I'm the one that's with him. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's my baby. So I wouldn't feel comfortable with some other woman coming into the picture and saying, call me mom. But did I not? And if my son's father ever let another woman, let my son call another woman mom, it will be hell to pay. It will be hell to pay. All right. I like that is one line we do not cross, okay, at all. My son got one mom, one dad. That's it. That is it. I'm gonna play a video for y'all because I feel like I'm getting my levels are rising. And so I'm gonna play a quick video for y'all. And this is I believe this is from a podcast, and this is I believe 2 different takes on it. All right, here we go.
I laid that foundation. That's my blood running through my daughter's veins. You can give him a nickname, but dad, father, daddy, no.
That kid is living in that man's household if he's a stand-up father, eating that man's food, be underneath that man's lights, and he's helping doing everything a father should do. Help him with his homework. He takes him to school, pick him up from school, takes him to football activities because you know you're not probably not gonna be able to be there all the time,
right?
But he's doing those things that step in and do that. Right. So I think he deserves the right to be able to be called dad if your kid wants to call this man pops or father or dad.
It's called stepfather and stepdad.
You inherited my kid who's under my structure that I created, that I'm the foundation of. It's prestige behind that title, and you not sharing that title. I'm not sharing that title with no other just because he just came in the picture and he's a great guy. That's nice. Mr. Steve, I appreciate everything you're doing. But dad, father, we're going to have a problem.
So how y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that? The one guy was like, he was adamantly opposed to the whole thing with the guy, the kids calling this guy dad or whatever. Then you had the other guy who was like, well, if that guy is doing everything a father would do and, you know, they living under his roof, then he should call him dad. And then the one guy was like, there's a reason why it's called a stepdad, stepfather, you know. And the other guy was like, you know, my blood is running through his veins. You inherited my child, you know. And like I said, I wouldn't like it if another woman was being called mom by my son. And I wouldn't let another man come into my life and we be together and my son call him dad, because his dad is very much in his life. Again, I'm talking about active parents, because I don't want nobody jumping in the comments like, but what if they're not active in their life and this and third? I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the parent, the father that picks up his child from school, takes him where he needs to be at, you know, If in some cases pay child support, but also actually spends time with the children, yeah, I wouldn't let my child call another guy dad. All right. Now, pops, that's still borderline, like, nah. You'll call him Mr. Then here's the catch, right? The only reason why why the child is living under this man's roof is because he is indulging in the yams of the mother. All right. The only reason why your child is being taken care of this dude under his roof is because he's indulging in the yams of the mother. All right. Can I get to the yams? He got to do certain things to get to the yams. And one of the things is making sure that her kids are taken care of. Now, it just happens to be a byproduct of what he's getting. He is benefiting. If he doesn't have any kids of his own, he doesn't have any true financial tie to this child. Really, when he's buying something to eat for everybody and he's taking care of everybody, this, that, third, he really is doing it because he's indulging in the yams of the mother. I did see another video, and I didn't add it to this collection, but I did see a video that rubbed me the wrong way. It messed with my soul. But that's like a different topic, because the guy came in and the woman and her child was living under his roof. They're together, and he said, you need to feed me first, and this and third. And the woman was like, but she wasn't home, and my son is hungry, so I'm going to feed him. And he's like, see, this is what I'm talking about? You do that. And he took the son's food and dumped it outside. So, in a lot of cases, women and men, but more women. I know it's hard sometimes being a single mom. You be like, hey, I'm doing it all by myself and I ain't got help and this and the third. But it's something about having your own place and not having to rely on somebody who is not the child's father to house you. It's just it hits differently. You get what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be no stupid rule, oh, you gotta feed me before you feed son. Like, because you be in your own place and his rules are moot. All right. So anyway, I know how I feel. I feel strongly about not allowing the step dad or stepmom be called mom, or dad or mom, respectively. There's so many other things you can call them. You can definitely call them stepmom, stepdad. You could definitely, call them Mr. or Mrs. whatever you want to call them. I think mom and dad should be reserved for the bio parents. Okay, that's why I said what we not going to do is we not going to put these titles on people that are not biologically tied to the children. Okay. But here's another person. There's another podcast. I think it's called the Baby Daddies Podcast. This is the and it sounds like they from overseas. So here we go.
Yeah. What you out here being messy?
See me, I'm that type of person, like, I'll play with the kids in the yard, kick ball, whatever. There were boys in it, there were two boys, but they were below 8. Okay. I'll kick ball and whatever, but you're not calling me dad. I don't give a damn what the situation is. You call me Uncle Joe, you call me Uncle this, whatever. Don't call me dad. This is the stigma that's going on nowadays. Like, women or men think it's acceptable to get called dad. Let me tell you something. If you're a dad out there and that's not your child and you're allowing him to call you dad, you're an idiot. You're a waste, man. I don't care what anybody says. You know deep down in your heart, that's not your child, that's somebody else's child. And you're going to sit there on the couch and let next man's child call you daddy, and you're going to be there.
So he was like, I don't got no love for guys who allow themselves to be called dad, knowing that the father is active. Well, actually, he said, I don't care what the situation is, but I'm more like, if the father is active in the child's life, definitely that title shouldn't go to, the title of dad shouldn't go to anybody but the bio dad that's in his life. You feel me? The same thing with moms. Okay. Now, here is one where this guy was really like, he has a podcast, and he was like, if they stand under my roof, pretty much what the dude said in the first video, when he was like, if I'm feeding these children, if I'm housing them and all this different stuff, you need to call me dad. So here we go.
When I get married to a woman with kids, if the kids keep calling me Tuck or my name, my first name, that's disrespectful.
How?
Can I tell the her that them your kids?
Well, that's what you introduce yourself to them as. That's what they know you as.
No. It's on her to then change their pattern.
If y'all are married,
right?
What do you want them to call you?
Dad. You can't tell me to be a father to those kids and not be respected as one.
I agree with it. So like when
You
I got
cannot,
married,
because if you believe that, I can say them your kids. So when we have kids of our own, I can treat them differently, right?
No, you can still be respected as a father figure and still be called by your name. Like my uncle, I called him Jay since I was a little baby, and my stepdad, I call him Tom because that's what my mom and him discussed.
That shit was disrespectful. Just because you do it don't mean it won't disrespectful. Okay, so we teaching our kids to say yes ma'am and no ma'am to strangers, but we can't teach them to say, oh, that's dad right there to the taking care of you. Make that make sense. They can show more respect for a stranger than the person that actually feeding them. Don't give me the duties without the title.
Let me finish.
Don't give me the duties without the title.
There's so much with that clip. He is tiring, okay? I feel like he likes having control. He definitely likes having control because, first of all, dude, you said if I get married to a woman and the kids are still calling me Tuck or by my first name, that's disrespectful. Then he said it's up to the mom to correct their behavior. That dude was a red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Red flag, red flag. I swear to you, that dude is a freaking red flag if I've ever seen one. To tell a woman, your kids need to call me dad. We married now. Your kids need to call me dad. Your kids. But he's never going to say our kids need to call me. He's always going to say her kids. Is he going to refer to them as his kids too? And also, why wouldn't this be a discussion before y'all get married? Why wouldn't this be a discussion like he felt so strongly about it But he looked like the type that would just spring it up on you, like after y'all get married. Okay, these are the rules from here on out because we are married now. Like, because he knows that if he was to say that that's how it's going to go down before you get married, she's not going to get married. He just seemed very controlling in what he was saying. Like, because they was like, well, will you, he said, well, could I ever say those your kids? Yeah, eventually it's gonna happen, like, because they are her kids. Like, I don't see anything wrong with, like, it's men out there that are stepfathers and their stepkids still call him like Mr. Charles or Mr. It's always like it's always some name like that, Mr. Charles or Mr. Matthew, Mr. Steve, So it's always like that. And I don't know. I never seen guys be so passionate about you have to call me dad if I'm doing this. I've never seen that before. I didn't even know that was like a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it's just the way that he was saying it, like it was a very controlling type vibe. And he wouldn't let nobody else talk. Like he wouldn't let anybody rebut what he was saying. He wanted to say his piece and then that be it. But you can't have a podcast with several other people on there and then think that they're not going to voice their opinions if they disagree. Like, would you think everybody's supposed to agree with you? That's why I have Think Different TV, because on here you can share your points of view without feeling like you're judged or anything like that, and everybody will get a chance to speak. Even if I don't agree with this, net is bothering the hell out of me. Where did you even come from? Go away. Like, keep flying in my face. Like, go somewhere. Like, I don't mind you being here, but go somewhere else. So yeah, I'm glad I have Think Different TV because you can share your points of view without feeling like you need to say what's politically correct. You can just say what you feel. And you will get a chance to share what you feel. Like, there's too many podcasts out here where you get these people with a Napoleon complex, because he strike me as the type that got like a Napoleon complex, that is like they have these things, have podcasts, so their absurd points of view can be heard and nobody can disagree with them. But yeah, that would not happen. If I, like, before we get married, before we get to the stage where we're talking about marriage, he should already know the dynamics of everything with my kids, how he interacts with my kids. If he has already a good standing with my kids and has a good rapport with my kids and he's nice to my kids, they would not hesitate to call him what he wants to be called. But that shouldn't be forced upon my children because you got this Napoleon complex. Like, that ain't right. That ain't right. You're not going to tell my kids, oh, you have to call me dad, because if you call me by my first name, that's disrespectful. Like, if you don't get out of here, like, that made me mad. But no, like, I didn't even know that was a thing, like, where guys are really, like, serious about that. But I don't know. Why does having a title matter so much? Why does it matter so much? As far as, like, dudes, like, just because you married a mom don't mean that the kids automatically going to start respecting you. Like, was that respect established before you proposed? Was that, because it's beautiful love stories where the kids are with they've been living with their mom and their mom's boyfriend for a number of years, And then they finally decide, hey, I want to tie the knot. I want to, and I've seen videos where the stepdad will have, the man will have all the kids that's like her kids, like up there, like we want this to happen. We want y'all to get married. We approve. And it's such a beautiful thing. And then you have situations where the child is so moved by the fact that this man who is not blood related to him is doing everything in his power to make sure he has what he needs and takes care of him and listens to him and all this stuff, that they like, can you adopt me so we can make this official? I've seen videos like that. So yeah, like I don't understand. I don't understand it. There was another situation, but we're not gonna jump into that because I'm already over time as it is. So I'm gonna show you this last video, and then we're gonna wrap it up, and then we're gonna jump into our music video of the week, which is Love and Pain by Dominic Patrick. So I'm going to go to this last video. Like I said, we're going to wrap up the hot topic, and then we're going to do our music video of the week. Sound good? Sounds great to me. Here we go.
Hey, no, never. Y'all will never do that again.
Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, so she's your mom now, huh? No, yeah, I'll remember that. You remember that, and I'll remember that. Next time that birthday comes around. Hold up. You have one mom, and that is me. Let's get that clear, okay? That sounds fun. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah. Okay, you go run along now. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Girl. You will not believe what this little boy called that woman. Y'all did that together? That's so fun. I'm glad y'all got to spend that time together. Now I'm your mom. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I feel like I would be like a little bit of all of those. Except for the grudge holder, but like it would never happen. It would never happen. Never happen. Never happen. Like my son, he knows mom and my mom, and my mom is my mom, and that's pretty much it. Like he's not gonna call no other woman mom. But if that ever did happen, best believe I'm gonna be on the phone, and I won't be like, girl, I'll be like, yo, why did our son just call this woman mom? What y'all got going on over there? What is happening? What I don't understand. Like, because we have to clear stuff up expeditiously. And that's just it. That is just it, y'all. Woo! My final thoughts. All right. So, Nacho parenting. What we're not going to do is established boundaries are a must. And anytime someone steps over those boundaries, a conversation must be had. And it does not have to be a shouting match. It could be a very respectable conversation held between both parties, or all three parties if you want to bring the other person in. And I think that's also something y'all have to discuss. And like the piece that I used to advertise the show for the night, Karamo show, he said, include the child, let their voices be heard. And if they are old enough to be included in the conversation, then include them. All right. By old enough, I mean mature enough and know and you know better than anything about your child. Some kids, they don't care. They're like, oh, you want me to call you dad? Okay. Oh, you want me to call you mom? Okay. Then there's kids that are defiant because they're like, I only got one mom and I only got one dad, and I'm calling them mom and dad. I'm not calling you mom or dad. You know, even with the barbershop situation, I'm trying to tell y'all, love your child or children more than y'all hate each other. Establish strong boundaries. Make sure that everybody's on the same page, including the children. You got to present a united front in front of your children as well. Kids gonna find a way to get over. They're gonna find a little weak link in your chain, and they will twist and turn that weak link until it breaks, and then next thing you know, everybody gonna be going down. Ain't nobody gonna be happy in the situation. So don't be so blinded by your rage and by your hurt feelings that you disregard how your children are going to feel about the situation, and you play these little games. Don't do that. Don't do that. I like the fact that the spouses would treat the kids as if it's a friend's children, you know, because they would always have it in their mind never to overstep the boundaries put in place by the bio mom and bio dad. And again, I am saying these things if the parents are active in the child's life. I'm not talking about the father or the mother that are deadbeats. I'm talking about everybody is in the picture. And in order to get a clear picture of everything, everybody has to know what piece of the puzzle they are. They got to know what part they play in all of this. And if you always have that, if you have that person that is always trying to make waves and they don't want to come to an agreement, you know, they are assholes. And you have to, you know, realize what they are and plan accordingly. If your significant other who is being brought into the fold is a butthole, you need to get rid of them expeditiously. Because if the bio mom and the bio dad are working everything out and they have certain things in place, and then this person come in and think that they can start dictating and all that stuff like that, that's somebody you gotta get rid of. Okay, just like I said with the dude saying you gotta call me dad if I marry your mom. No. That's not going to happen. And if you keep pushing it, we can get divorced right now. So, yeah. My final thoughts is this. Once again, love your child or children more than you hate each other. Establish boundaries and make sure that everybody is on the same page. Got it? Got it. Great. All right. So I didn't see any more comments. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this music video of the week. We done already went through everything that needs to be gone through. And so I am excited to bring to you our Tdtv music video of the week, which is Love and Pain by Dominic Patrick. It will be followed by our financial tip, and then we're going to close the show out. I love you guys. I hope you got a lot of value out of what I've shown you tonight. And as always, have a great week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
I'm coming in hot.
Hey guys, LaShia here from Think Different TV, which is every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to my Tdtv fam all over the country. And I have a Tdtv exclusive for you concerning my sponsor, Euphoria Water. Euphoria Water is the cleanest, healthiest water in Philly, alkaline with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're going to hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG.
IG under Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, contact Captain at 267-707-8279. And why are we in my bathroom? Well, I want to show you my new Euphoria Water shower head. There you go. It's so bright and shiny and beautiful. It took me literally seconds to set up. I just unscrewed my old one and screwed this one on. It has several different settings. You can get the jet setting. You can do the regular shower setting. It is amazing. And also to know that I have the purest water hit my body is the greatest feeling. So make sure you make this investment, because I am so happy that I made this investment. Call Captain at 267-707-8279 to put in that order, or you can hit them up on Euphoria Water on IG. I'm telling you, it's the best investment, the best thing I ever did.
Hey, this is your favorite niece, LaShia. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by LaShia, and this is the music video of the week.
Love and pain, ain't they one? Here are 7 financial tips for young adults. 1. Budget using the 50-30-20 rule. This is where 50% of your income goes towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% towards saving and investing. 2. Keep a 3-month emergency fund. This is going to be your financial safety net for challenging times like huge unexpected expenses or if you lose a job. 3. Put your money into a credit union. Credit unions are for the people, therefore they typically offer higher interest rates on savings accounts and lower rates on loans and credit cards, helping you save a lot more money. 4. Build credit responsibly. You want to maintain a good credit score by making timely payments on bills and loans and keeping your credit card balances low. 5. Live within your means. Avoid overspending trying to keep up with the lifestyles of other people. 6. When paying off debt, use the snowball method to pay it off faster. And 7. Review your finances at least once a week. Do this to stay on top of your budget, track your spending, and ensure you're on track to meet your financial goals.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business.
In this episode of Think Different TV's Player Pass, it's Game Queen versus the R&B Diva. Will it be game over for the Game Queen, or will the R&B Diva be singing a sad tune? Find out Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl LaShia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet.
You're the reason I